This is Arukh HaShulchan, Yomi Day 1125. If you'd like to sponsor to come share more of the Arukh Yomi, please come me directly. Very greatly appreciate it. Today we're doing your day Simon Kub Zain, Steve dollar to $3. And we're talking about fish being usher because of fish at the bottom of the barrel. And the Dal Vikshua, in this case the pan or pot. Dal Vikshua Akronim Aperushum Zed. The Akronim asking this Perushta, Halchok Shemara Dogi Makronim. When you pour the last fish in my mind with the water, ala on the fish which is already in the plate. So the irui, the pouring, should also all the fish in the plate, the peel's worth. It's like any pouring from the klippa should also get klippa, which asers for a peel's worth. The Yeshua, some say the Shem is linear klipa lo nechlekut. Stako klipa is also. That's a matir to klipa, and those who matir the fish, you klipa. It's the shach. The Yeshua Markin can't say this. The Kinelo Tul Farish. The Tul should have explained if that was the case. That's the case. The place is tying on shach. The Yeshua it seems that more accurate to say the Kevin Shemar Biachra Doyim Mayim says to spilling out the fish of the water. The flow is interrupted. Because the fish interrupt the water. They know saying therefore the water doesn't answer. Then it's crazy place as well. The Lani is like near the Enkan Iria also they klipa. As in his opinion, there is no flow here which asks klipa sharia iri neifel amayim shebakara. The flow falls into the water which is in the pot, in the plate, shein klishein, which is the klishein, with sanim as and the plate cools down the flow. You can't say, well, maybe the flow came originally to the fish. The low mine, not to the water in the plate. There's no real rationale to say this. Chada, the hava is just fake faker. First, it's fake faker. So, Shemaloya, Doug Tummy, but so maybe the tummy fish was not the last thing poured in the plate. And if it was, maybe the flow hit the water before hitting the fish. But I can't say that the water comes to klipa, because there's some the klipa davar lo shayach, as we said many times, there's no klipa by liquids. So the klipa b'shishim, and the klipa is nullified in 60. Definitely, the water hit the water first. The nature of the fish is to fall into the bottom of the plate, and the water on them. I'm not sure what that means. I don't know. I really am not sure what that means. Okay, somehow or another, he says that the water did the water first because the fish fall last. No, on the contrary, the fish fall first, to the bottom, and the water on them. So I guess he's saying the fish don't answer because they don't diffuse taste. The water answers because it has the taste of the tummy fish. So therefore, the fish fall first, and then the water falls on them. So the water is not touching the fish; it's touching the water on top of the fish. Something to that effect. Bracket says, when God so the water left at the end, and Ulavliya doesn't have the capacity to cause things to be emitted or cause things to be absorbed. They don't move on iron chumps, not clear why not. Primagarim Asishaper Bibshitus. Primagarim seems to learn in a simple way, whatever it is. We also shouldn't require klipa on account of the last fish that came also shnago bekara, as that those fish touched in the plate called dogim all the fish. They roskim lachim and they're hot and moist. The according to klipa vade boy, in any event klipa should be required. And you back the shachim precorder say, Shelzel Matir, because on this the lenient opinion holds The ain chosrin of osim, they don't go back and asar hashar in the shemachvas in the pan. Avol bishnogim b'em amayim, even though the water is touching them. Isar nivla v'kuli, because it's a balua. It's absorbed in the fish. Ain ochozim nivla b'yavesh, and it doesn't then go back and get penetrated in the hot, in the dry, in the solids. Only by cooking. This seems to be an astonishing thing to say. Sharehem lachim leibeshim. They're moist, not dry. Fish are moist, not dry. His intent is clear. The Alchim has these things to say. The touching them now, who bekara klisheni is in a plate which is klisheni. Zel kamenos doesn't means apishim chamim, even though they're hot. Come in a bishul. Nevertheless, it's not considered to be cooking. It's not the heat of a kli rishon. The davar gush ain't a freshman kli rishon sheni. And we say that a salad, in terms of salad, there's no distinction between a kli rishon and a kli sheni. The water in the plate is definitely kli sheni. Therefore, the fish themselves, hema kiyavesh, can move on. Therefore, they're like dry. They're not dry, but they're like dry because they're in a kli sheni. It doesn't get reabsorbed in yavesh. That's going to reabsorb klisheni. But the kangarat fei here, it's worse than yavesh. In other words, better. So yesh lo mashamayim shem klisheni makarim is a dogim. Say the water in the klisheni cools down the fish kanket. If you look at this double gush kam klisheni also, so therefore even going to be which holds by a solid klisheni is also in boy bakan. You agree over here that it's not. Well, it says also in the brackets achir kam also the main intent. I'm not sure who's speaking here. Who's the his? Is it Torah? I think it's the Torah. I don't imagine. Yeah. That's right. It says, so that's he says in the brackets. Also, the main intent of the Torah mitzad the ein isur balu yetzer b'rotav is because the isur which is absorbed doesn't come out without sauce. For the Yeshiv Vashim knows to explain to me the words of the Torah in a different manner. I know the derech mashi dogim emotive the custom of people who cook fish with sauce. Is to spill the sauce itself alone into a vessel. And then they take the fish. Because if they spill the sauce and the fish together into a plate, the sauce will spill out. That's the drisha. And this is the reason the person who asers, we're afraid that the tame fish remains at the bottom, at the end, when already there's very little sauce left in the kli rishon which you're pouring. And there are only about 20 or 30 fish together with the tame fish of the nesukul. No, also because in 60. But then the fish which are above the sauce, and with from the bittul, they don't join to make bittul, because they're outside the sauce. And then he spilled out all the sauce. Nisha will call dogim uravim. All the fish remain mixed together in the kli rishon. Dogim. These fish, which these fish came also. Also call ha dogim the yas and call pachas kli klipa. The answer all fish they touch at least kli klipa. Medina cham b'cham, from the halacha of hot and hot kli rishon. Beimlachim, and they are moist. They're wet. Shekul misar v'nogel elu elu. They all touch each other. The matir holds, those who matir say, well, since the mixture of the fish is after all the sauce is poured out. The touchy have a kacham b'cham yabish. It's like hot but dry. The eno oser. It doesn't ask for gam shalachim, even though they are moist. Kamakam came with the raki sabalua shablomi adak tame. Since they only have an absorbed which they absorb from the dak tame, and the piece does not come out from piece to piece. The Isser is talking about piece to piece, below rotav without sauce. Shen Isser Tzaratzmo, when the Isser is not intrinsic but extrinsic. The Dafka Kshira Kol Rotav. Some of them said, Bach seems to be similar, and Shun says, that it's specifically when you pour out all the sauce. I mean, the Shar Ma'at Rotav, but if a little bit of sauce is left, Nasu Kol Doggy, all the fish come also. That Rotav Molik, that's Isser Chaticha. Because the sauce drives the Isser from piece to piece. The Davar, I guess, well, actually, he says, Davar Temu, it's astonishing. It came Nechush, the Besopa Irui, let's be to the end of the pouring, Molich HaRotev and Nishar, whatever Rotev is left, as a Isser, draws the Isser all around. So he says only the fish which are in the sauce begin with become aser. It could be that the first meaning holds like this: the kshenishamad rotev shelo iro, and there's a little bit of sauce left, which you didn't pour. Rotev. All the fish could be that they got mixed up in the sauce. They kaposim as legos by spoons and forks, like people do. We only answer those which are in the sauce. We don't assume that they got mixed up. So we do not assume that something bad happened. Zayin, the fingers say im shafru biyachad rotim madogim. According to interpretation, if they spill together the sauce with the fish, that's why they become all also klipa. After das amatir, it goes to those who permit it, because the rotev brings the issa all around. Fi perish rishon, the first interpretation, answer klum coach around. You don't even be klipa because it cools it down. Answer rishon das are saying about Shulchan Aruch, since the first opinion is opinion about the author of Shulchan Aruch. B'siyat yishmat ratzu she taught some come extra lamb, and since we resolved all the issues which were brought up against them. V'yesh gam milah achayim shiras l'soy kol some, it seems to like some great achayim like them. The Taz, crazy with Placey. The Begam Marshal Sabakin, the Marshal also lets away. The Cheni is that the Yunuchal Lismach Lem Ledina. We can rely on the Mekilim Ledina. Befrat Beis, I have said, certainly if some sort of loss involved, Bad in Nachmir Bezay. You certainly don't have to be machmir in this. Ches, Vim Lo Iru Adogi Makdera Ktera El Kara, sorry. If you didn't pour the fish from the pot, which is the Klishon, El Kara, the plate, which is Klisheni, Lachol Sam Bekaf, you took them with a ladle, Makdera from the pot, El Kara to the plate. You took all the fish, shafru as kolarota. You then spilled all the sauce into the plate, shibar dogim, where the fish is in, kanog etzeno, which evidently was the custom in the Arctic. Yesh mishoim, those say the im ain kufyud test dogim. If there aren't 119 fish, kulam asurim, all asur. So they came to the Chashin Hashem Nishar Tomei Bishulek there because we're afraid maybe the Tomei one remained at the bottom of the pot. So need to Nun remain with 159 Torim. Nasru, that comes forbidden. The Chasa Achad Mishishim. We're missing one of the 60. V'tama matir. So why is people matir? Some people matir. Mishum dachakach bisarvam kulam biyachad. Then when they get mixed together again in the plate, these battle robe, the nullified majority. The Toshak Kapayim Shishim Levad Elo Nuntes. But then it's got to be 60 besides these 59. Shabiyachim could be that's altogether it's 119. That's crazy placey. So I don't understand what he's talking about. V'lo nehirli, it's not clear. Sharei it to me. Sharigama wrote mitzvah l'shishim. Why the sauce also tries to make 60. V'lam likuliyai. Why didn't he eat so many fish? V'ili gomer kamonim chaf v'lamed. The ancients specifically said 20 and 30. The v'chai gam no lekashishim when there's no 60. Have yosim alamed if there's more than 30. V'ali ikashishim to your mind there's certainly 60. If you join together with the water. If altogether there's 661 volumes of fish, mutarim they're all permitted. So then that coin that if you took them in a spoon or ladle, have a din kamo be it is the same as if you poured from the pot. Only the spoon is definitely also because the tame fish was in it when it was hot. The sauce not become us at all. Shebiyosa wrote the bishlemus vada yeshishim. You take all the rotim together, it's only a 60. and were to be spilled out after you took away the fish, definitely mutter. Shbach ima dogim yachad, if it's spilled out with the fish together, near shot of also cool, it seems that the entire sauce is also. And the heat that dogim masrin is barov, okay, the also fish became barov. Zel rak biyavish yavish, that's because they have the din of dry and dry. Avo blach blach, when wet and wet, so shishim needs 60. Okay, mix us a rotev, usser, the little bit of rotev which is usser, she's even called rotev, and when it gets mixed up with the rest of the rotev, asaro, it makes it forbidden. And if you first spill out the sauce, and then the fish, in the mutar rotev, it's obvious that the sauce is mutar, because the time we poured it, there was definitely 60. Tasvine to a low heavy cloud hetish rabbeinu shimshon bitam disura baruba isa. Doesn't mean down the leniency because the isa is considered to be in the majority. Elahetem ne bitul barov is because of bitul barov. The zel lo shaykh of don ktanim is only relevant when we have small fish. Shabashi bri where you cook in great quantities. Avolo bebeitim won't be relevant to eggs. Zel das have been resources sifal. That's because the Banish Kosam Bashal baits him hard baby klipasan, so he cooks many eggs in their shells. Lo yotzim ma'mayshis bashal bam. Don't take them out of the water in which they're cooked. I should stand until they become cold. Or eat them or put on them cold water tzan to cool them down. Fachar yotzim, then remove them. So if they may find one of them a chick. You are motzi man konshit stananu. If took out some of the eggs before they cool down. Shema yanishar also sheish lefroch im achronos. Maybe the egg with the chick will remain with the few last ones. But so with asarit, pishalo your nishar sham shishim because there's no 60 to negate it. Akan lashona. That's in accordance with the Beis Yosef. The loaded cost of cloud din dogim. He doesn't mention fish at all. He just really that's amati bedogim because he also by fish, evidently because they're small fish. Or mati because there are many of them. Based on but the brov and this is nullified. Shem beitz shem mashu kakach is opposed to eggs, which you don't cook in such great quantities. Ain rov heter. There isn't a majority of heter levakel as iser to nullify the prohibited substance. You would batam shlo iskim atu v'shalach leheter v'shabin shimshon. Why didn't they agree that the shimshon that we say the iser's in the rov? The isur adarabba. They must hold the opposite. Came in the isur beruba isa. Since iser's in the majority, im kain kol dak sholchim aktera. Every fish you take out of the pot until you get 50%. No more the isur beruba isa. I have to say the iser's in the rov. Nisha da isur b'kter, so it's still in the pot. There's so many fish. Shagam machzitzin yeshishim negatami that even half of the amount is still 60 corresponding to the tummy. Nevertheless, we say that the isser remains in the pot. Therefore, from halfway on, Nomar will say the isur beruba isur that the isser is in the rope. So the tummy already left. It's among the majority which will take for the pot. Okay, it's the opposite. Every fish you take out of the pot, stomach's in the majority of the kosher fish. As long as they're in the pot, three fish. We say let's go after the majority and say it's mutter. Why I say the isur is in the majority? Number call then tell us anything which you take from the robe. So there is no isur here. Never can bring out of zachim in the kan. Nuchalomar rov acher. You can say the rov acher kosavnu. Vod the b'sham Pirish Rashi then had to allow tzvam. They had to design they themselves. But rather than mixture afterwards. Ayin sham. The bracket says here, "V'ayim prichad shiksha ahach dezvachim misham gufa michavish shel truma lo thing berua." Why buy a jug of truma? We don't say this is in the majority. I mean, it says it's chilik ben pirush lo pirush. Depends if there was a precious, it was removed from the original spot or not. Kind of a parish in here, pirush here was removed. When you real parish, you say because of the majority. Ayin sham. A case of place here, so seen I call chumrah. Place of place says we go everything the chumrah. Therefore, whatever evidence you bring down is not the definitive. Ayin sham. Leos like near low kasha clout. It's no question. Also, says Arukh HaShulchan, Nisham b'truma yesh rova acher. By truma is a different majority. I mean, kol chavish shenifta chayim miruba. say every jug which was open is from the majority. This is mainly Shabastumos, and we say that the Isser remain in those which are sealed. Which because of Khan Badogim, like he wrote here by the Fish Viduk. Now, for Rabbeinu Makosavach the Beitzim, Ramah writes in that this issue of the egg should circle and they have to leave until they cool down to the Shonim. And that's what he says. If you lost located, he didn't do this. Ela Eros and Lakara, you would spill them into a plate. But Nimsa has Mitrev once found Mitrefa. Yesh also go those Asr of them. Hashish Shema Trefa and Nishma Basov. So if the Trefa remained to the end. But Hashish Makdei Levata, when 60 in the pot to the Vatlet. That's much greater. And everything which is in the pot became awesome. Then it answers everything in the plate. It became a donkey time also in small fish. So Dr. If you find a tray fish in the plate, and import all the fish at once into the plate, and you concern maybe the Isser is in the end. The Isser between those who matir, no matter what, we don't assume that there's an Isser, say the Isser remain without 60, and that's the primary halacha. Certainly, even though according to those Asr, we should not ask the king which these eggs were cooked. The Mamidim Kliyach Chazkaso. We give the Kliyach Chazaka that it was torn. I'm going to show them. Bracket says here, Marshim Kosav Avayesh Matirin. And I'm trying to be a typo. Probably should be a Meforshim. But then it says Marshim Kosav. Oh, the Marshim is the person who write the notes. Marmakaimis in the parentheses in the Ramah. Zeshdim Tur B'Shem Yeshmim. It says that that's the name Yeshmim. It's not sure that Tu B'Shem Yeshmim Lo Yitir B'Beitzim. You didn't allow eggs, which we said previously. The source is in the Rabbeinu Shimshon. These the source of Berubaika, like the Beitzim brings down, and like the Marshim himself, the annotator, I guess would say, who says afterwards. Okay. And next he's going to go into Ramah further. That's for tonight, tomorrow.